Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Let's see who is here. Doris, Pam, Sandra, Beverly, Vicky. Hi, everyone. I know there are so many more who don't chat, and that's okay too. You're out there. I just wanted to say hello to everyone here. Hi, June. Now, can everyone hear me okay? That will be the first thing I'll check. Make sure all systems are go. Good morning, Terry. Happy Wednesday to you as well. Brenda. Good morning, Brenda. Okay, so I'm assuming everyone can hear me well. Hi, Gabby. Georgina. Okay, great. Thank you, Sandra. Appreciate that. Okay, thank you, June. Yep. Loud and clear, says Pam. Okay. Hello, yo, Patty. Yo, Patty. Hi, Rose. And Beverly gives thumbs up. Okay, and I thank you to everyone who gives a like button. Clicks the like button underneath my video. It really does help me out a lot, and I appreciate that. Now, this is only the second live stream since I've moved things around, or my husband has moved things around in my sewing room. So everything's kind of discombobulated. Now I have, as you can see, my air conditioner over here, and it's kind of in the way of everything, but I can't work up here without the air conditioner. And then I couldn't have it sit straight, so we kind of had to push it to the side. It's in the way. That being said, I'm still finding a place for my laptop, which is what I'm on to film this or to do the live stream. Now I have a webcam and I can move that and show you my messy table and all that, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm getting reflection. So I apologize ahead of time, the reflection in my glasses, but without them, yeah, we won't go there, right? Good morning, Laura, Lukey, and Charlotte. Goodness, the gang's all here, just about. So I have a lot of stuff to tell you guys this week. Not a lot to show you. There's no Happy Meal, which is fine, and I didn't order anything either. So it's a no mail week. Well, unless you count all those credit card offers we get in the mail. Like, what's up with that? They seem to go in cycles. Good morning, Helen. Quilting with Helen is here with us. So, first off, I'm truly behind. How often do I say that, right? I am behind on the comments. I took one day and I caught up on about probably 150 comments on YouTube. I didn't get through all of them, and I am going to go back through, but I have to say that you guys are so wonderful, and what a strong group of people. I wasn't going to cry. I gave you guys the word father to use as the creative word of the day last week, and I have to say that reading through those was very emotional. You know, some of you lost your dad so young, or your dad had something happen and things like that, but yeah, thank you all for sharing that with me. I hope you know how much it means to me. Okay, and before I forget, a different subject, but I have to tell you, Lisa Peg, not Lisa Marie, because she's here, I think she's here, but Lisa, who is another one of our moderators, isn't going to be here today due to an appointment, so we'll miss her, and hopefully we'll see her again next week. But I will take this moment to say thank you to my moderators here on YouTube, and thank you to my admin assistants over on Facebook. Seriously, I could not do this without you guys, and that is an absolute fact. Absolute fact. And Lisa Marie has been with me practically since day one. She's like the left side of my YouTube channel. She's been, she got me started. I mean, she did do technical things and things like that. And I have many good friends, and they all have roles. You know how that goes. Like, you have one friend that you tell absolutely everything to, no holds barred, and then you have other friends who are, you know, like, oh, that's my shopping buddy, or that's my whatever. But I have some very dear friends, and I just thank them all for being the loving, understanding people that they are, whether we're going through bad times, good times, or whatever. It's always good to have that friend. And if you're out there and you think you have no friends, you do, because we're all right here. Okay, let me catch up on this, and then I'll get going again here. Okay. Oh, Lisa Marie, hello to all from me, and also from Honor. She says hi to all. She's safe from the storms. Yes. Now, see, I did not realize the storms were that bad, kind of where she is. So I'm so sorry for anyone going through this. I know that her Wi-Fi has been spotty. So if you can hear us, Honor, we send love and hugs, and we hope you're safe. And please, anyone that's in the area of the storms, just be careful. Okay, Pam, the Empty Nest Crafter, says the Happy Mail for me should be there very soon, Marie. Thank you, Pam. Now, I had this on my list. It was down a ways, but I'm going to talk about this right now. This morning, Pam and I had a wonderful chat over Messenger. We had a video chat, and she has a YouTube channel. Now, she has just started this, so you may not have heard of her. I have put her link underneath some of the videos, and I will edit it in a little while, but her name is the Empty Nest Crafter, and her name is Pam, and she's from Australia. Now, mind you, it is a little after midnight her time, so any of you, I know we have a few Australians that come in, and we appreciate, I know I do, and I'm sure most of you do, we appreciate people who set alarms, stay up late, get up early, or whatever to come join in and chat with us. So I appreciate you. Okay, who had a birthday? Oh goodness, I really missed some stuff here. I'm gonna scroll back a little bit. All right, so it must be Sandra. So happy birthday, Sandra. Hot and sticky and yucky in East Texas. See, I was going to complain that we're going to be in the 80s today, but I probably shouldn't. Simply because I'm sure it will be warmer where you are. Charlotte says, love your hair. Thank you. I got a trim, and it's a little shorter than I normally go, and I'm having a hard time with it, but thank you. I couldn't do anything with it before, so as you guys know, the last few videos has just kind of been hanging down, you know. Okay, let me see. Morning, says Ann from Mississippi. Well, we say good morning to you too, Ann. And that's probably the first state I learned to spell. When I was a kid, that was a big thing to walk around saying M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I. We got a thrill out of it. Anyway, back to Pam from the Empty Nest Crafter channel. Her and I talked this morning. We had a little bit of a chat about YouTube, the analytics, and how things work. And mostly I just gave her my opinions, and that is simply it, an opinion. I really am no expert on YouTube. I know a few things that have or haven't worked for me, and I was sharing that with her, and she was very receptive to that. And her and I chatted about getting together to do a kind of a sew-in chat, I guess is what I call them. Just like I've done with Lisa Marie, Adam, Brenda, Jean, Mona. Done a lot of these. So what we're going to do is her and I will get together on Zoom, and we'll film it. Just her and I sitting there chit-chatting. I'll do it a little bit of editing because I tend to have to get up to get a drink of water or do whatever. I'll edit all that business out, and then I'll put it up. So you guys will get to see what Pam does, what she's up to on her channel. And as I said, I will leave the link in the description box after this video is all over, but if you want to look her up now, she is the Empty Nest Crafter. And she just got a new embroidery machine, and I won't say any more than that because I don't want to spoil all the surprises. I would be lying if I said I slept well last night. I was very upset last night. I'm sure so many of you have heard about this, but for anyone who hasn't, there has just been a just a horrible thing in the news. Some people went down on a little, I guess, kind of like a submarine. It's a submersible anyway, to go take a look at the wreckage of the Titanic, and they are lost and things are not well. And being someone who does not swim, I'm terrified of water as well as confined places, that all goes together, and to think of what these people are going through or might have gone through or whatever is just horrifying. There is no other word. And I would kind of turn over in bed last night. I'd wake up and I would think of those poor souls. Anyway, so I'm not going to go on about that, but if I look tired, that would be it. And I will end it with, I know one of the Canadian vessels this morning picked up sounds, tapping or knocking or something. Now they don't know where that came from, but it's at least a glimmer of hope. And we as humans, you know, hope. All right, let's see. Charlotte says she has not been able to do anything with her hair for the last 30, and I'm gonna say she's joking and saying 30 years. Okay, Charlotte said hello to Pam, and she believes that she has seen that channel. Well, that's awesome, Charlotte. I'm glad you went over and checked her out. She's a very sweet lady. Oh, and you're welcome, Sandra. Sandra K said thank you. Let's see. Rachel. Hi, Rachel. She says, I might not be able to stay the whole time. That's okay. We'll take you for a few minutes. We're glad to have you here. Terry. Yep. What has 4 eyes but can't see? Mississippi. I forgot about that one. Hey, Aunt Di. My haircut was a nightmare this week. I don't think that was your only nightmare, Di. I hope you're feeling better. My goodness. Chris. Hi, Chris. Says, hey, everyone. Chris here. Hey, Marie. I'm making 7-Up biscuits. Simple and easy, but totally delicious. I've never tried those. Never tried them. I have heard about them, but I never have tried them. Hi, Celeste. I'm glad you dropped in and that you said hello. Oh, Pam says, I don't mind if you spill the tea, Marie. Okay, so she does a lot. I'm terrible with the name of what it is, but you make the designs so that they look kind of like a patch. But if you go check out Pam's channel, you'll see she did this sunshine, and I think they call it freestanding lace. I apologize. I'm terrible with names and things like that. When I haven't watched the video yet, but when it came up on my stream, or whatever you call it, the first thing I thought of was this toy that my youngest son Jacob, had on his crib as an infant. Do you remember those Fisher Price things? They were bigger than a notebook, but they were called an activity center, and they'd have little things you could spin and a little safety mirror and things. Well, this was 1987 when all of us parents put stuff in the cribs because that's what we did, right? Well, anyway, his was yellow and it had all these different things on it, but I remember this sunshine face that was on there, and when I saw Pam's video, the picture for her video, the thumbnail was of that sunshine, and that was immediately what I thought of, how happy and festive it looked. Anyway, check her out. And I always list, or I try to always list under my tutorial videos, channels that I frequent or that I have checked out, and I leave them there for you guys. So if you look underneath most of my tutorial videos, you can find some channels. All right, let me see. Helen subscribed. Awesome. Thank you, Helen. Let me see. I slept like a mom with triplets, says Terry. I like that analogy. Handmade by Louisiana. Louise. Hi from Wales, UK. It's been very hot here for the last couple of weeks. We have also had a few thunderstorms. Very unusual weather for us. Not complaining, as it makes a change from wet and miserable. Well, thank you for that, and I'm glad that you can look on the bright side of that, because the weather, we can't do anything about it, so we may as well roll with it, right? Good morning, Twisted Pixie. Kathy Bennett says, good morning. Terry, always must keep the hope alive. Yes, yes. Oh, Charlotte says, no, it's no joke, to the 30 years of her hair. Twisted Pixie, my ATM card was hacked, was dealing with the bank. Yikes. That doesn't sound good. I hope you didn't lose any money, and if you did, I hope you get it back. Doris, love 7-Up biscuits. Okay, Okay, Pam, thank you. She said it's a coaster, and it's called a Sunshine Coaster. Thank you. Good morning, Ann Shirley from Florida. Dreary there today. Need to find a new iron today. Any suggestions? There's so many good ones. There's so many good, but I'll let my friends in the comment section give you what they think. I guess it would depend on what you're after. I'm going to show you mine. I have 3 that I use, and actually one of them is a double. Okay, so this is what I think of as my old reliable. Now, as far as a full-size iron goes, this is my favorite ever that I've ever, well, except for my old-fashioned one from the 60s. That one was wonderful, but we can't have everything. This is a Hamilton Beach Durathon, D-U-R-A-T-H-O-N. Wonderful heat. It has cotton and linen, and it goes low. It's, you press the button here for all your heat settings. The cord is retractable. The only downside is it's heavy. So for me, that is an issue. But if you want a good hot steam iron with some weight to it, that's the one. Now, for anyone who missed this a couple months ago, I received 2 Oliso, I'm not sure how, I think it would be Oliso because there's only one L. Either way, they are a mini iron. They get pretty hot. If you're in it for the steam, they're not great on steam. They do have a steam button on each side, as well as a compartment that you put water in. And for a small iron, they hold a fair amount of water. I thought it was just like, I got 2 within, I think it was 2 days of each other. But either way, the first one I got, I couldn't get steam to come out of it. And I thought I was doing something wrong. So then I started doing this and pumping it, and you push it in and push it in. The only thing I have found as a drawback with these irons is the lack of steam, and I'm a steamer. So I find the smaller iron is great for, when you're sitting there sewing scraps, or when I like to press. And these, I have one for each side of my sewing room, so I don't have to go back and forth. So Aunt Diane, and I just had her, why didn't I say her first? Denise Sew Patch, I love her username. They both were so sweet and bought me irons, so I have a pink and a purple. So those are my recommendations for irons. Oh, and I guess I should say that they come with a little pad, which I just had before the live stream. Oh, there we go. So these come with those mini irons. Oh, and Aliso makes a full size, but I know nothing about it. All right, enough about the iron. All right, let me I gotta get through here. Chris, Marie, they're so good, you must try. I will try them. I definitely will try the 7-Up biscuits. Marie, you're so kind and full of empathy. You really are a beautiful person. I love seeing all these people on Wednesday mornings. That's awesome. I'm glad that you enjoy it, and thank you so much. Rhonda, good morning, Rhonda. She says she has no power in Oklahoma. My goodness, I'm sorry. I hope things turn around soon, and I hope that there haven't been any deaths or serious injuries from all this. Okay, Doris, mostly listening in, wearing my earbuds. I have to get my table ready to do my husband's home dialysis. I hope that goes well. My brother used to do that. I hope that goes well, and you are just always busy, Doris. busy. Terry says Pam's going to make her want to buy an embroidery machine. I saw her sunshine applique, so pretty. It is, isn't it? Okay. Twisted Pixie, you did, but it's getting refunded. Good, she got her money back. All right. Rachel, I understood that a heavy iron makes it easier as you're not having to work so hard. Every time mine dies, I never know what to buy now. Yeah, that is tough, huh? Yeah. June says, get a cheap one. They are the best and last the longest. Lulu Plum, hi. She says, hi there, Marie. I hit a live, finally. Good morning, Judith. Okay, so Lulu, if this is your first live, you get the happy dance. We're glad you're here. Thank you so much for dropping in, as well as commenting and chatting with us in the comments section. Okay, everyone, I've got to get to this list, because you know me. Chat. We could chat all day. Okay. Last week, can't remember if I mentioned it to you guys or not. I've been having an issue with my semi-industrial, my Brother PQ 1500. Now it sews a beautiful stitch, don't get me wrong, but what was happening, and I couldn't find my little piece of cloth here, it was skipping stitches just randomly. Not a lot, not very often, but enough to make it like, oops, what's going on? Now, I had to draw on this paper so that I could show you this, okay? What it was doing on corners was this. It would sew up to the corner. Now, right where I have that dot, the needle would go down into the fabric and come back out of the fabric because I was stopping with my needle in the down position, pivoting, and then starting across. But this was happening. This is what it would look like instead of how it should have looked, like that. Sorry, I'm mirror image here. So instead of looking like that, it was making a stitch going in the corner. So randomly skipping a stitch, and like I said, not very often. It probably made 40 or 50 stitches before it would skip one, but I couldn't figure out why it was doing it. And the biggest problem I had was the corners, because that was about probably 1/3 of the time when I took a corner. So I messaged our lovely, talented, smart sew Terry, because I figured if anyone knew about this issue, it would be her. So she helped me out with a video. She gave me a link, a couple of links actually. So I don't know if anyone else has ever had this issue, but when I edit the description box after the video, I'm going to leave the link to that video that Terry shared with me below in case any of you have that problem. it's, how do I want to word this? What the lady says in the video is true. It's not something that you just snap your fingers and, okay, I've got it fixed. But it kind of is a user, I hate to say a user error, because it's partially the machine and partially us. It's knowing what to do to avoid it, I guess. So I will do that and leave the link below for anyone who is interested. And I want to say thank you so much to Terry. I think that was wonderful. It was spot on what I needed. So thank you. Okay. And the back stitch thing was weird too. I can't remember if I mentioned it to Terry or not. But when I start to back stitch, about half the time, the needle goes down, up, and it doesn't stitch. It's like the thread is going down but not catching. Because a lot of times, instead of sewing forward, back, and then forward again when I start out, I like to bring my needle down into the fabric just a little bit more and go backwards a couple of stitches before I sew forward, if that makes sense. This machine just does not like me to do that. So, you know, our machines have personalities. Looks like I have something sticking out the side of my head. Look, let me see. I can't make it do it now. Anyway, something behind me on that shelf is black. All right, but anyway, thank you, Terry, and I will share it with everyone. So, I went shopping yesterday at Martin's. I should have bought it when I saw it. I won't say. I promise. I won't do it anymore. Would you like to see what I got? You what? Loralie Harris? What? Okay, let me catch up really quick. Let me see. Louise says, watching while sewing a pinafore dress. Aww. Terry, I think you need to backstitch. Janice, I tried to find your mailing address on YouTube and Facebook with no success. How do I get it so I can send you happy mail? Oh, thank you, Janice. Well, I don't have it listed, so you have to email me or private message me to get it. But thank you so much. You're so sweet. Terry says, you're very welcome. Sharing is caring. Linda, hi Linda. She says, that has happened to me on the corner, so I'm excited to see the video. Yes, and it is very interesting. So I'm glad I'm not the only one. Not that I like it to happen, but when I saw the video, I realized that at least it's not just me. It's not just me making some mistake, and there's nothing wrong with my sewing machine, because that was my first thought. So, yeah. Terry says, oh man, it stinks when things like that happen. Annoying too. Yes. Charlotte, I have a brother machine and I'm very disappointed with it. Okay, now I have owned 4 brother machines before this one. Now this is my first semi-industrial. My other brother machines, not that there was anything wrong with them, were like a Walmart or an Amazon. A lot of them were when you could buy a machine for $70, $65. I think I even had one machine that was on sale for like $52. But either way, they had a few decorative stitches, things like that. But even the ones that I paid like $179 for weren't bad machines. But the one thing I found about them, and I don't know whether this is just brother or not, Charlotte, but they all seem to be quirky. Like, I had 2 that they were different models, but they both were not even a year old. They both had the needle threader that worked the exact same way. Now on one, you could push that button down, pull your thread through the little notch, let it go, and it was perfectly threaded. The other one did not do that. You had to put the presser foot down, and then you had to mess with it. You know, it would only go about half the time. So I'm sorry that you have issues. Gotta catch the replay, June says. That's fine. And yes, Terry, kind of a Martin's haul. I didn't spend a whole lot, but Terry said she's been lurking on Loralie's channel. I haven't even been there. I have not seen the new stuff. She says, don't look. Hi, Sandra. She says, a bit late. Better late than never. Hope I didn't miss too much. Nah. Well, you can go back and watch. It's mostly been chit-chat. Okay. I'm going to stop there and... Oh, no. Here we go. Taking a break from the king-size quilt, making cushion covers. Well, Georgina, you deserve a break today, my dear. That's been a long time you've been working on that. Lisa Marie loves her brother, XR9550. It's about 3 years old. That's awesome. Chris, I have baby locks, and they're wonderful. I even have a baby lock coronet long arm. That is awesome. Doris swears by Singer, being German born, it's her duty. No, I just really love them. Yeah, I stuck with Singers for years. I've had brothers. I have some that not an issue at all, and then other ones were quirky, so it just depends. All right. I just am not very well informed, I guess, but I didn't know that Loralie Harris had a baby line. That's all I'm saying. But we will start off with this fabric. Now remember the ocean beach themed bag I made and sold there last month? Well, I have fabric to make more. Whoa. I even have some wave fabric and the mermaid and this and that. But I have other fabric that I used on the first one that was yardage. Anyway, I thought this would make a beautiful lining or pockets. What do you think? I think that is going to be cute inside. And it was only $4.99 a yard, and I did buy a yard of it. If you're wondering the name, the only thing it says on it is Fabric Editions. It's a company. It just doesn't say the maker or the fabric line or anything. So I apologize that I can't give you more information on that. Hi, my name is Tina, my first live. Well, welcome, Tina. We're glad you're here. Nana Knits a Lot is Tina. Now, I'll remember that for about 2 seconds. Just completed my first ladder block. Yay! Did you like it? That crazy and crumb blocks are my favorite quote blocks. Seriously, like across the board. But you get the happy dance. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're here. I had quite a few comments actually on the ladder block this week. One was, I thought it wasn't so nice. Now I understand everyone gets their, has their thoughts on things, but if someone feels that I'm too long-winded or I take too long to explain, they don't need to watch. I guess I go by the old adage of if you can't say something nice, I try to not say anything. So when people put out a YouTube video, they put in a lot of work and time, effort into that. So when I personally, I'm sure other YouTubers handle it differently, but when I see a negative comment like that, it's kind of like a little stab to the heart. Part of me gets like, well, you don't know what goes into it. I'm sorry, I repeated. Or I could say, I've had a head injury. I repeat myself. I'm sorry. I could say all that stuff, but it's not going to change anything. Anyway, the ladder block, I think, is a beautiful block. I'm glad you liked it, and I'm glad you're here, Tina. Oops, I'm dropping pens. Okay, second piece of fabric. Remember the bumblebee, the honey and the bumblebee fabric I showed you guys, was it last week or the week before, that I bought for my kitchen curtains? Well, I haven't even started making them yet, so no one's missed anything. But they had a new fabric in with that line. Now, the line is called Show Me the Honey. Okay? Show Me the Honey. I'm going to take this tag off here because it's right in the middle. It's called Show Me the Honey by Janice Gaynor. Whoops. And this is what the fabric looks like. Isn't that beautiful? And that's going to go so well because one of my fabrics, for anyone who missed it, has these jars all over it, and another one has sunflowers all over it, and it's going to be awesome. And I'll fold that back up again later because it's time for Loralie Harris. Okay. I've never seen her baby line of fabric. I didn't realize that there was such a thing. Now, these were not sold as a yard. They were sold as a panel. All right. I'm going to take that tag off there for the moment so I can show you. Now, I got to leave it in half, fold it in half first. I hope you guys can see. I'll try to move it around a little bit. And I will show you the other side. I didn't look to see if it was different. But we've got binkies and butterflies, lambs, kitty cats, wagons full of love, and little piglets and rattles and baby feet. And what I liked was along the side, only on one side, are these. And of course those could be used for applique on a quilt or whatever project you use for this. And these were only $3.99 a panel at Martin's. And it's called Happy Baby by Loralie Harris. Happy Baby. So this reminds me of something. I got two of them. Next week, we're going to have a giveaway. Now, when I hit 8,000 subscribers, I wasn't feeling that great. We didn't do anything for the 8,000 subscriber mark. And at the moment, I'm at 8,500 and something. So we need to do a giveaway. So next Wednesday, I'm going to get my moderators to help me out, but we're going to have a giveaway. And if you would like a chance at this giveaway next week, these are the rules, okay? You must be a subscriber. You must type something in this chat box, okay? You could just simply say hi or I'm here, or maybe you already chat, but you have to chat here because we're going to pick the winner from the chat box. So I apologize to anyone who can't make it to the live stream, but I think this is probably the easiest way for me to go. So we're going to do that next Wednesday. So that will be Wednesday, June 28th. 2023. Just to keep everybody in the loop. All right. Now, while I have baby fabric on the brain, I'm going to tell you something. Let me catch up really quick. Terry loves the beach fabric. Oh, goodness. Let me see. I skipped around here. Boy, I missed a lot. Suzanne, good morning, Suzanne. Just catching the live. I'm sorry to hear you're having machine trouble. I have the same singer you have. Yeah, that one's working fine. It's my brother. But don't you love that singer? Isn't that a good one? I love it. For anyone who's wondering, it's a singer, Quantum Stylist 9960. And for the money, they do everything but tie your shoes for you. Let me see. I'm trying to scroll through. I'm not trying to ignore. Usually I read everyone's comments. I just don't have time. Tina says, vintage singers are so awesome. You have that right. You have that absolutely right. And I know that Terry would agree as well, as would so many of us. Georgina's going to try out headbands this afternoon. That's awesome. Terry says, so pretty, Marie. Love the beach fabric. Thank you. Pam, I have a Brother F440E embroidery machine and adore it. I want the Luminaire. Charlotte loves the fabrics. Thank you. Lisa Marie says, Chris, I have Kenmore one too. That's about 28 years old. I need to get it back out to make sure it still works. It's just noisy. Chris says, you're not too long-winded. You're great. I look forward to Wednesdays. Well, thank you, because I love to chit-chat. Charlotte says, LOL, Marie. One should keep their thoughts to themselves. Well, you know, it's one thing. What I do on YouTube, if I come across a video and for some reason I don't like it, I just click off it. It was just as easy to click from it. I mean, I understand in one way what they were saying is you could have fit what took you 30 minutes into 10 minutes. Yes, I probably could have. And I probably didn't realize that I repeated myself, because I do repeat myself. And I don't realize that I do it because I took a bad bump to the head, so I don't know, you know. So that's why I have to make lists, and then even then I lose my notebooks or don't remember which notebook I wrote it in. So anyway, enough about that. Lukey says, what is great about your videos is that they're clear and so very well explained. Don't change a thing. Thank you, Lukey. I appreciate you. You and Charlotte. That's awesome. Doris says, Chris, so do I. Yep. Thank you. I'm glad you guys like the Wednesdays. I know I do. Aunt Di loves the bee fabric. Terry, cute fabric. Here comes Loralie. Hi, Mona. She almost forgot. Is your machine upside down? I'm teasing her. She pulled a Marie. She sewed a bag with the fabric being upside down. See, I told on you. Kathleen, hi. Hello, hello. Glad you dropped in. Okay. Chris says, Doris, I feel like all of you are my friends. These Wednesdays are like therapy to me. They make me so happy. Oh, that's so sweet. Brenda says, OMG, that is so cute for baby quilts. So hello to Mona. We're glad you dropped in. I'm going to stop right there because we're talking about the baby panel. And, oh, Lukey loves it. Be great for preemie quilts. What a great deal it is. So, I don't know how many of you know this. I had a son whose name was Matthew Ira. He was born July 25th, 1985, and he died September 16th, 1985. And so Julys and Septembers are emotional months for me, but I thought about something, and I thought, you know, I should put my feelings into something, into some creativity. So this is kind of my thought, okay? I thought about making a baby quilt, a baby boy quilt. I guess. I mean, that's kind of where I'm going with it. Like I said, I don't know. And donating it to the local hospital. I didn't want to, I don't know how to tactfully say this or how to do it. I don't want to give new parents a quilt that has something attached to it that says, my baby died, but here's your quilt. You know, I'm looking for a way to honor him. So I thought about having them give the quilt to the first baby boy born closest to July 25th. Does that, I don't know if I'm even making it clear. But either way, if you have suggestions, I'd appreciate if they weren't here in the chat, if they were below the video, after the video. Okay, so the creative word of the day for today is actually 2 words. It's baby quilt, and I would love to have any suggestions on how you would handle that, because I would like to do this as a yearly thing. I want the hospital, I don't know, I shouldn't say I want. I guess I'd like someone there to know why I'm doing it, because it is in his honor, but yet I don't want new parents to be given a baby quilt saying, well, geez, she made it and her baby died of SIDS. You know what I mean? I don't want that negativity attached to it. I just want the love attached to it. Does that make sense? Anyway, so I would love to have suggestions on this. And I appreciate each and every one of you for your thoughts on this matter. I will take everything and put it all through my memory mixer and see what I can come up with. Terry says if they shipped, meaning Martin's, I would buy them out. Not the whole store, just the fabric. Valerie, hello. Just got here. Where can we purchase this fabric? Well, you could probably find it online somewhere, but Martin's does not have a website. And that's Martin's, Mardens. It's a store that is found only in the state of Maine. But if you look for the fabric online, and I will list this in the link in the description box after the video. It's called Happy Baby by Loralie Harris. And the honey and bee fabric is called Show Me the Honey. Whoops, get it folded right. Show Me the Honey. And this one, again, did not have anything other than a fabric additions. It doesn't matter. That's all that's written across the whole bottom. Okay, comment of the week. My goodness. So I love this new thing when I remember it, this comment of the week. And it's so hard to choose, let me just say. So hard to choose. Oh, let me catch up. Morning, good morning to you. Let me see. Lukey, great idea. Di, awesome idea. Kathleen, great idea. Pam, great idea. Memory quilt can be healing. Sorry for your loss. Thank you, Kathleen. Gloria, morning. Oh, she says, I love your joy. Well, I love each and every one of you. Gloria, is this your first time in the chat? I don't remember seeing your name, sweetheart. Kathleen says, I don't know where the info for the foot went. So frustrating. I'm over-organized, LOL. I'd order it right now if I knew which one. Best place to buy, in your opinion, Terry. Hi, Deborah. Deborah says, don't change your ideas. If they don't like it, move on. There you go. Thank you. If you can't say something nice. I'm reading backwards, by the way. Don't say anything at all is what my mother taught me. Me too. Quilting with Helen says, I look forward to this chat even though I'm at work. We won't tell. We won't tell. Kathleen says, I do that too, Marie. Repeat and speak backwards. Mona repeats herself. Charlotte. My dance. Oh, hi, Jean. I had to order the Loralie chickens after seeing them on your channel. Yep. Okay, let me scroll down to where we were, or where I am. Chris says, I think your idea is very good and very generous. I think it would be good for you and for some family that needs it. Wonderful and thoughtful. Thank you. Lukey, I've donated 2 baby quilts to local hospital and working on 3rd one right now. That's awesome. Good for you. Richard says, I could not get any more of that one fabric. Uh-oh. Which one? Oh, I got to scroll back up. I missed it. I'm sorry. Yes, Aunt Di donated a quilt to the Children's Hospital in Ohio. I saw a picture. It was gorgeous. I think I saw yours too, Lukey. I see so many. Isn't that all? Yes, you did. You showed it to me on Messenger. I appreciate that. Kathleen says, I just stitch a little heart in his birthstone color. Oh, that's a great idea. Perhaps on the quilt. Tell the nursing staff you want to share the love. Rachel says, fantastic idea. Rhonda, don't change how you do it. Okay, Richard, sewing upside down. I once cut a double-sided apron with one of the fabrics upside down. That one piece of fabric was like $8 a yard. Yeah. I told Mona, I said, I've done the same thing because she had a tote bag and it had the straps on it and everything, and the picture was upside down. I've done that. I got to the point where you have to top stitch around the top and close the opening in the lining, and I had to rip all my stitches out. Okay, let's see. Good morning, Linda. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Kathy says, wonderful idea. Quote, created with love and honor of Matt. That's wonderful. I like that. Brenda, that's a wonderful idea. What a treasure you are. Thank you. Yes, Richard says it's a great idea and the memory quilt will help you through that time. I'm thinking it will help me focus because seriously, it's a really rough thing. And I mean, we just got over the 1 year anniversary of our son Jason's death. So it's not like I haven't had a lot of things, you know, kind of all happening. But anyway, let's go, we'll go on to the happier things. Hi Jean. Hello. I don't sew, but I love your live streaming. Well, we're glad to have you. You don't have to sew. My Aunt Gail is out there watching. I know she is. Maybe even my Aunt Cookie too. They don't sew. But like my Aunt Gail, she says, you make me think that I can. And of course she could. I know she could. She's a very smart and sweet lady. But yeah, you don't have to sew to watch us. Everyone's welcome here. We just love it. The more the merrier. Aunt Di says, quilts are so therapeutic for me. Absolutely. Mona says she did the whole bag before she noticed. Yeah, you know what that made me think of is I made a kind of a custom bag for a friend of mine. She's a musician and she had me make her this bag to hold all the things that she takes to gigs, and she picked out peace sign fabric. Now it had two sides. I can't remember exactly what the bag was, but it had two sides. On one side the peace signs were in the correct way, and then the other one they were the wrong way. The fabric was upside down. I didn't notice it. The whole thing was put together. I sold it to her. It was a done deal. Yep, done deal. Charlotte, when I come home economics, my sewing class made quilts for the babies born addicted to drugs and alcoholism. Yeah, that's wonderful. Terry sewed a slip pocket on the front of the bag upside down. It was open at the bottom and not the top. Took the whole bag apart to fix it. Please remember to give Marie a thumbs up if you enjoy her channel. Thanks in advance. Thank you, Terry, for the reminder, and thank you to each and every one of you who do this. Kathleen says, maybe stitch a little heart inside. I'd be nervous to do. That is a baby quilt. Yep. Okay, let me go on. Now, the comment of the week. See how I get off topic? I'm glad you guys don't mind, because that's me. Chit-chat. That's what friends do, right? You get off on topics. So, I need my phone for the comment of the week, because I left it on the screen. Now, I would like to thank Debbie Lee for the question. Now, normally, I don't always do a question. I just do a comment. But this one was a question, and I thought it was a good one. So I thought that I would take the time to answer it, because I thought, what a good question. Now, she watched what was, I believe, my very first video. And she said, I have a question. Okay, and this was on, it was called Sewing Scraps Together, in case anyone's wondering which video. Goodness, my nose is itchy. What's that mean? When your hand itches that you're going to get money. I don't know what it is when your nose itches, but it's going to happen. All right. Under Sewing Scraps Together, Debbie Lee asked, I have a question about using a leader. What keeps it from getting pushed down in the hole? Okay, so for anyone who does not know what a leader or an ender is, many people do this. They take a scrap of fabric, and before you put your fabric on the sewing machine, you put this down, you make your first few stitches, and then your fabric follows. Because how many times have you had the needle push your fabric down into that hole? Okay, so to answer this question, I have to say it depends, because it does. Now, I know that there are people who say, I'm working on a leader and ender quilt, and I'm always stumped for the same reason that she asked that question. Because to me, if I'm using leaders and enders, then the possibility of that getting chewed from the needle is there all the time. So I'm not using fabric or pieces that I'm going to make something out of. I'm using a scrap that I'm going to use over and over. In fact, I just threw my old one out because it was just lumped right up with fabric. Okay, so there's two ways you can do the leaders and enders, maybe more. One is to do like what I do. You just use a piece of fabric. I have it folded in half so it's double thickness. And what I do, see if I can grab a foot here so you might be able to see. So instead of starting like this, I put the foot right down in the center of what I call my leader, okay? So it's not going to push it down in the hole because I don't have it here and then it has to work to it. It's already here, okay? And I start sewing, and then here comes my other piece. Goodness. You know, you follow with your actual work coming right there, okay? So I hope that makes sense. So yeah, I hope. So if you're just using leaders and enders and you're saying, well, I'm going to make a quilt out of all my scraps because I sew scraps together as leaders and enders, then I couldn't answer the question because I don't do it that way. I simply use my one piece. Actually, I have more than one because when I start out I have one, and when I finish I have one right behind it so that I don't have to grab another piece. Okay? So I definitely use two thicknesses because I think one is just too thin. But I do know that some people, like I say, will use scraps, and that's fine if that works for them. I've never found it works simply because exactly what is her name, Debbie? I'm sorry, Debbie or Deborah? Debbie said. What keeps that from pushing down in there? Exactly, which is why I don't use scraps sewn together that are going to be a quilt or a pot holder. I just use one piece. Well, it's double, but you know, you get my drift. I hope that's clear enough with me circling around the wagon there 40 times. But that would be my answer. But thank you very much, Debbie, for the question. I appreciate that. So I am behind on the Facebook comments yet again. Isn't that me? I haven't caught up. I did get on there this morning and I saw one bag, adorable as could be, and I saw that I really need to catch up. I'm going to try to do that today. Speaking of doing that today, I am going to tell you guys something because I figure you guys will keep me in line, right? So I have not had much sewing mojo lately. I think I just had an emotional few months and it's just been, you know. So I thought, you know what? If I tell you guys I'm going to do something, then I probably am going to have more sewing mojo to do it. So by next week at this time, I'm going to make 2 tote bags. 2. Hopefully they're completely done, but either way, I am going to make two tote bags. So this Sunday, even though I haven't started it yet, I am refilming for anyone who missed it. I lost some footage from a few videos, and number 5 and the final in our bag series was lost. So I'm going to refilm that, and that will be coming out on Sunday. And the next video after that is infant related, and I think you guys are going to like that. I'm going to take a moment to catch up fairly quickly here. Let's see. Um, I am reading down through what everyone says about in honor of my son. I appreciate that. Oh, hi, Janet. She says, sorry I'm late. That's okay. We're glad you're here. Lukey says, we say when your nose itches, you're going to kiss a fool. Well, my husband is at the garden. Giovanna, I'm back. Had to go down to get things for cleaning that was donated to the flooded people. Aww. Charlotte, when your nose itches, it means someone's coming with holes in their britches. Well, I haven't heard that one. Now, I have heard Lukey's little saying. Terry says, Lukey, I like that better than fighting. Chris says, when your nose is itchy, someone wants to kiss you. My mama always said that. Well, mamas are always right, correct? Aunt Di says, it means you have an itchy nose. And we love Diane for her honesty, right? Aunt Di. Linda, I use small blocks to make as leaders and enders. See, that's what I don't get though, Linda. That's the thing. Like when Debbie says, what keeps those from being, pushed down into the hole? That's the same thing that I run into. That's why I start in the middle of my little rectangle or whatever. I've never been good. And I think it depends on the machine, because as we all know, there are machines that do that more than others. Giovanna, we say that someone is thinking of you. Well, maybe someone's thinking of me, but they better stop. No, I just did that as a humor. Oh, Rachel. Okay, gotta go, y'all. Have a great day, and I'll finish this later. You have a great day too, Rachel. We're glad you stopped in. Terry says, I have a box full of used leaders and enders. Now, Terry, are yours like mine, or are they two pieces together that you're going to piece into something? I don't know as I could ever get in that habit. Maybe I could, but I have one machine that always pushes things down through the hole. So yeah, let's see. Kathleen, I started saving the leaders and enders. I'll sew them together and make fabric later. Yeah, see, I don't know. See, to me, I'm with the person that I was quoting. If I'm using a leader and I'm sewing them together, it's almost like I have no use for them. I don't really need them, because if my machine isn't eating them up, then I don't need them. Does that make sense? I don't need to use them. But I'm sure for any of you who do it, it's a great way to put all your little pieces together, because it's almost mindless. You're just zipping them through there, and then you have a whole stack before you know it. Katie Crafts, good morning to you. Thank you for dropping in. Andai says, I fold the leader in half so there's more stability to keep the needle from chewing it. Yeah, that's true. I use two thicknesses too. Yeah. Sandra K says, I call mine the bridge because of all the traffic. Yep. Tina says, I've seen this on YouTube. The person just sews two 1.5-inch squares together as an ender first, and then as a leader, cut them apart, toss them in a pile. Right, yeah, I've seen that. And that's kind of what I was saying, like with these. You could just wing them through. But if your machine is pushing the fabric down through the hole, that's not going to work any better than your actual project, I mean, I know you guys know what I'm saying. That's why I start in the middle, and my leader and ender always looks like this, and I'm not actually sewing anything together. Okay. Giovanna, the leader ender can be made into charms when they're full. Right, yeah. If we're doing it that way. Personally, I can't, because my machine chews up the very first thing I put in there, so it doesn't work. Brenda on Conquering Mount Scrapmore has a great job showing you how to make pieces for another quilt, as does Lori Holt. Yeah. Morning, Lucy. Hello, hello. Okay, I am never going to catch up on all this chit chat. Let me see. Chain piecing. Yeah, I did a video on chain piecing, Tina, way back when. Sewing scraps together. Actually, the same one that this person commented on was one of them. Kathy says, I've watched you many times, but this is my first time commenting. I only recently started using a scrap of fabric like you do to start and end my sewing. What a time and thread saver. It really is. No matter which way you use it, it really does save. So you get the happy dance, even though it's not your first live stream, it's the first one you chatted in. So thank you so much, Kathy. Yes. Terry says 2 pieces that I'm going to throw out. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm not sure what you mean. I don't throw out anything. I mean, I use this little scrap of fabric for probably 2 or 3 months before, maybe not that long, but it gets right humped up with thread before I throw it out. But I can't put 2 scraps together and use them as leaders and enders because it's the same thing as what would happen if I were putting the actual project in there. It's going to get pushed down in the center, so I just simply can't do it that way. I'm with the commenter there. Mona says, I don't use them. I have a single hole straight stitch. Yep. Yeah, some machines are perfect. Deborah says, I thought leaders and enders were to help save threads. They're dual purpose, actually, Deborah. They do help. That's why I start with one, and it only takes like 2 stitches, because when I set that foot down, I set it down right on it. It's not like here and then going across. It's kind of in the middle. So it takes like 2 stitches, and then it starts, because otherwise, I mean, yeah, there are times I don't use a leader. It depends on what I'm sewing. But yes, it does help save thread, and I do it at the end as well. Let's see, Lukey, I use little scrap pieces that I fold in half to make leaders and enders. Once I've used enough, I discard them. That's what I do. Yeah. Terry, I don't think I know how to sew them together. Hi, Kelly. I just use a little piece of scrap and start sewing in the middle like you do, Marie. Okay, I'm not alone. I'm not alone. My machine has a tiny needle hole, as they are straight stitch machines. I use them to save thread, and they do indeed. My husband thinks I'm nuts. I'm chuckling here while listening to you on my earbuds. That's okay, Doris. They can think we're crazy, right? Sandra, I'm 100% with Marie. Kathleen, I didn't fold them up with thread entirely. Just piece them together. Why not? Kind of fun to see what threads you've used. Mona, Chicken Little's done again. Hi, Janet. Good to see you. Finally here. I'm glad you're here. It's good to see you. Thank you for dropping in. Tina, Nana Knits a Lot says, have to run. We'll see you next week. Thank you so much. We look forward to that. Okay. Have to run also. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you, Helen. You take care. Thanks for dropping in. Kathleen, I use only 1 piece myself. Celeste, as long as you leave the ender on your machine, it becomes the new leader. Exactly, and that's why I have a few of them, and I just keep zinging them out through. Okay, let me go over my list so I can see what I haven't talked about. Take a drink while I do this. Okay, so I gave the creative word of the day already. Oh, if you have a channel, big, small, or otherwise, and I don't list you, or my moderators don't list you here in the chat, please let me know so I can put your link below my tutorial videos. I don't always put them underneath my What's Up Wednesday videos, but I put them underneath my tutorial videos because I like to let everyone know the channels that I visit or about new channels. So if I don't list you or I haven't listed you before, just let me know. And I appreciate that. And again, I want to thank my moderators and my admin assistants. They do an awful lot of work behind the scenes, and I know we all appreciate the links that they drop to channels and Facebook groups that are of interest to all of you. So it is wonderful. Hi, Susan. Thank you so much for dropping in. You may have been here. I didn't realize it, but good to have you. Hope everything is well with you. Carolyn says, I always use a leader. What's the purpose of an ender? It makes your next leader. So if you are sewing this and then you get done and you stick this underneath there, it saves thread, as well as it becomes your next leader. So when you have more than one, it's very helpful. At least I found it to be helpful. Kelly says, very kind of you, Marie. So Terry put up my channel link a minute or two ago. That's great. And a lot of times when I link channels underneath in the description box, sometimes I vary them. So like, I'm going to use you as an example, Kelly. It may or may not be true. I don't know. I'm just saying. Sometimes you might see her channel listed there, and other times it's someone else's. I try to rotate a little bit, and then there's ones that are there just... Anyway, I'm just trying to give you guys some new channels to check out and that you might like or be interested in, because there are so many wonderful and talented people out there sharing themselves with us. So anyway, everyone, it has been over an hour, and I need to get some sewing done today, right after lunch. Hi, Gladys. We're just getting ready to go. I'm sorry. Oh, Lukey says, gotta go, folks. Have a fabulous day. You too, Lukey. Terry says, you don't have to break thread when you use a leader and ender. That is so true. Keeps everything running steady. So I want to thank every single one of you for hanging out with me today. It was great to get together with you guys, as always. I will see you on Sunday, unless something... I won't even say it. I won't even say it. Kelly says, rotation is good, Marie. Gives a bit of variety and shares the love. It does indeed. Thank you all for hanging out, all of us together. And remember, be kind out there. Be kind in the comments, not just here, but everywhere. I know you guys are. Thank you so much. It was great to chat with you all today. Take care. Be kind out there. The world needs more of that. And I'll see you next time. Next week. Remember, there's a giveaway next week. You must be subscribed. You must be here to chat in order to win on the giveaway.